Olá, boa noite. Eu sou o Biribó, hoje com o vídeo 4 de Memória. Sádia parece que finalmente entrará em Dracônia. Garon acorda na floresta e fala com o mercador, que quer que ele só acerte o enigma da porta sem tentar ajudar Sádia. Estranho, muito estranho. E o pior é que o mercador some quando Bride acorda. Sem alternativas, Garon vai atrás do mestre que vive fora da academia para obter pistas justamente sobre Dracônia.
If Brida's description is correct, this is the master's house. Master Bodiak, are you home? Him again.
Ah, my friend. How's the gemstone business?
I had some trouble with a customer and I had to give it up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Feitiço de endurecimento.
I might need to ask another favor of you.
My services are still at your disposal. The cucumber you gave me was very fruitful.
Só que agora eu não tenho nada para fazer o feitiço. Bride.
What happened to Brida? She was cleaning latrines this morning.
Yes, apparently she tried to catch the Tillamede all on her own yesterday and returned to the dormitory after curfew. The fact that she only had to clean latrines is a sign of the status she enjoys in the school. I think they want to make her the new headmaster someday. Well, headmistress, I suppose.
See you later.
Farewell, my friend.
Everything smells of roses. The cloth makers seem to think they're better than other people. I miss the tannery smell from my own quarter. Nice stuff, but who needs it?
Corvos.
Those pests. Blasted crows. Haven't you caused enough trouble? Shoo! Go away!
Hey, those are my friends.
Nuri? I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
What did they ever do to you?
Don't you remember all the misery they caused?
Of course I remember. But you have to be able to forget, too. What do you want?
Quanto aos corvos.
You really shouldn't hang around with those creatures. You mustn't forget who you are.
No, it's you who mustn't forget who I am. Please leave my friends alone, all right?
Certo. Desculpe. Sobre a casa.
Have you been here long? Master Bodiak lives here. Have you seen him come by?
Yes, he went into the house earlier, but he hasn't come out again.
Good, thanks.
Você entra na casa, por favor?
I have to get into that house somehow. Can you fly through the window for me and look for a way in?
Do I have to?
It would help us both.
All right.
Agora eu vou jogar com Nuri, terceira personagem jogável do jogo. Régua. Ela não fala nem pensa sobre as coisas. Ela é mais da ação, livros.
They look heavy. That would break my claws.
Régua. Nos livros, que é o único que dá ação, pelo menos que eu vi até agora. Para achar as coisas sem quebrar a asa. Gazua. Ah, ela vai levar a Gazua pro Garon abrir a porta. Só isso que tem pra fazer aqui. Ah, mas eu vou jogar tão pouquinho assim com ela. Linda. Lembrou quem você é?
She's behaving more and more like a real raven. Don't cause any mischief. I'll see you later.
See you then.
Gazua.
Why does a noble mage like Ulrich own a bundle of lockpicks? By the... Master Bodiak? Looks like he wanted to put something in the drawer, or take something out. But as long as he's got his hand in there, I can't see what. Uh-oh.
Eu sou a morte. Gaveta. Eu disse pra ele examinar, ele já pegou.
It's full of dust.
Cheio, Pipop? O pó da gaveta com o pó do mestre.
Uh-oh.
Oh-oh. Oh-oh. O que ele fez? O sapinho e a minhoca? O sapinho e a minhoca.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Agora sim, finalmente acertou. Mel.
The bitter old man seems to have had a sweet tooth.
Vela.
Ulrich is just as careless with burning candles as I am.
Para o sótão. Fechadura.
I've never seen a lock like that. Whatever's behind that, obviously someone wanted to make sure that no one ever lays eyes on it. The bolt won't budge at all.
Escovão.
It seems to be strictly ornamental.
Crânio.
Dead animals everywhere. Did Master Bodiak used to be a hunter? But how would a hunter learn magic so late in life? How odd. It looks old. The master must have been quite young when he caught that.
Porta.
First I have to open the lock.
É a ordem natural das coisas. Nada mais para fazer aqui. Ou ele pode usar a gazua.
None of the lockpicks work on the lock.
Não. Escova no pó. Achou a chave? Não, não achou nada. Um montão de pó, ele só tirou do caminho. Pensei que era a chave aqui. Já estava todo alegrinho. Fazer o feitiço de consertar. A chave tá aqui.
It's been petrified as well.
Não.
Curses! The key is just as fragile as Ulrich himself.
Tá, então refazer o Ulrich e fazer um molde de cera da chave, já que eu tenho uma vela.
It's been petrified as well.
Tem o molde agora?
An impression of the key in Ulrich's hand.
Agora o mel no molde para depois endurecer com o amigo da sombra.
I poured a little honey into the mold. I poured a little honey into the mold.
Então, ainda bem que ele já veio para cá, pra gente não... Ah, a gente não pode entrar na academia mesmo, né? Sombra, por favor, faça... Endureça essa chave para mim. Por favor.
I have to ask you for another favor. Can you harden this honey into a key?
I like your ingenuity. Give it here. Harden what's soft and stem the flow.
Thanks.
Muito obrigadinho, viu, seu moço? Apareça sempre. Mas continua aqui.
The honey has been hardened. Now I just need to remove the wax.
Ah, faquinha no molde.
I'm carefully scratching off the wax.
Chave.
A golden key. I made it myself.
Com a ajuda do amigo Sombra. Chave.
By fix, it actually worked.
Ele sempre acha que foi sorte, não categoria. Ah, foi aqui que a Núria entrou. Um brilho estranho.
There's something in the crack. A reddish glow. My hand's too big. I can't reach in. If only I could lift that glowing thing out of there.
Com a vassoura?
The broomstick is much too thick.
Desenho.
A huge fortress on a mountain. Is that what Draconia looks like? I'll take a closer look at this. A secret compartment. A petrified rat and drawings of the mask. It was transformed into the same kind of stone as the master, only a tiny human hand is growing from its head. Was this some kind of experiment?
Da máscara do esquecimento, né? Os estudos.
There are small scribbled notes all over. At the top it says, "Finally an answer after all these years. The mask is in Draconia. I'll set out tomorrow." Another note says, "Returned yesterday. Couldn't find the mask. The council refused to let me enter the fortress, but I bribed an adept and now the ruby is mine, although it's worthless without the artifact." Draconia, the mask, the ruby. Won't anybody tell me what all this is about? These are studies of the mask. He must have been obsessed with it. Just like Ulrich. The broom is more suitable for larger petrifications. The dust is too fine for my fingers. This seems to be a list of magical artifacts. Hare's Eye, Elmerion, Rondeleon's snare horn. Some are checked off. Locations are noted for others. How can an Andergastrian like Ulrich afford all these magical knickknacks? Who knows? In the end, it'll turn out he wasn't a mage at all, but a common thief. A drawing of a young hunter and an even younger woman. Underneath it says, "Nothing is ever lost."
Livraria.
Books about magical history, compendia about artifact magic. This place almost looks like my home. Bryder should look into this. I need to find out what happened here. The entire room is glowing.
Ah, recipiente aqui.
A quill holder, perhaps? Or a cup for water? I hope that's not a spittoon.
Então é com ele que ele vai pegar o pó cheio pipope? Deixar um copo cheio pipope.
I'll scrape the dust into the container with the knife's edge.
E por que ele fez isso? Vai derramar o pó no buraco e depois refazer a estátua? É, a Bá teve essa ideia também.
I poured the dust into the crack.
E agora conserta.
Ha!
Ruby,
A ruby? A ruby? It's cracked. Ah, my head. There's somebody in the next room. Not again.
Just this wall now. Then we'll be in Draconia. Help me. I can't get up there alone.
Free my hands.
If I do that, you'll kill me immediately.
Correct.
Oh, how he hates you, Charizard.
Understandably. Who likes being a slave? All he has to do is lift me over this, and we'll be there.
The mask?
Have you thought of something?
Yes. Since we've been here, I am able to remember more and more. Tell me, on the inside of the mask, do you see any letters? Ah, I was right. Padan, Fascadan, Esplas de Quatan, Humirelor Gras Ferel Goran, Hul Bemutir, Gerul Felan, Juntir Quatan Veluntir Sodan.
What language is that?
A very, very old one. Malakar transliterated it syllable for syllable in the ancient Ptolemede lettering, and had it etched over the old lettering. Place the mask on your prisoner, and recite the incantation. Then, he'll fulfill your every desire.
I can't memorize the spell. It's too difficult.
Let me try. When the time comes, I'll tell you the words, and you can repeat them after me.
What will happen when I speak the incantation?
I don't remember exactly, but I know that it'll make him your servant. Even with his hands free, he'll do whatever you ask of him.
How did you turn his hands to stone?
With this spell. You can try it on the flower up there.
petrificar, despetrificar, 2 trabalhos.
And now, change it back. I was right.
How much can this spell do?
For the moment, my strength is only enough for plants and small animals. There was a time when I probably could have petrified an entire person, but the years must have weakened me.
How is it that you remember that now?
I don't know that. I think it's these mountains. It's as if I've been here before. I carried Malakar's mask with me, and I was looking for a garden? That is all I remember.
If I succeed in placing the mask on Rahwan, perhaps we'll soon find out more. Such irony. I need to get up there, and a plant that can't even move is looking down on me. Can you petrify anything else besides plants?
I don't know. I think I could in the old days. Human hands are my limit these days, I'm afraid.
Better than nothing. I'm almost there. If only this wall wasn't here. Rahwan, you must help me get over that.
You need to free me first.
So that he can strangle you? No, better find a way to put the mask on him.
Snow. Snow everywhere. No, I can barely feel my hands as it is.
Draconia.
I'm almost there. Just one more rock wall. If only it were that easy. The last shred of life in this God's forsaken place.
Oh, compared to my burial chamber, this is a veritable hub of activity. Only it could be a little warmer.
Yes, I'm about to freeze to death. It's so dry. It's a miracle that it's still alive. I've got enough firewood.
Então por que ficou falando tanto dela?
If only I could eat that.
Don't worry about it, Princess. You're almost there.
Is the grass poisonous?
No, go ahead. Eat it.
I'm sick and tired of your games. I can't believe he isn't cold.
Estátua do dragão.
Some icicles are hanging from its snout.
The sight alone makes the blood freeze in your veins, doesn't it, mistress?
That's because of the icicles, not the statue.
Ah, vou despetrificar a estátua e ela vai virar dragão de volta.
I have to disappoint you once more. That isn't a frozen dragon. It's actually a statue.
Ah, estragou tudo. Colocar a máscara no Rahwan.
Put the mask on.
No, stay away from me with that.
You'll have to overpower him first.
I know. But how? I'm too exhausted to fight him. Besides, I'm cold. I desperately need something to warm me up.
Put the mask on the Fakina, and he'll lead you all the way to your goal.
Vou me esquentar aqui.
The bush is too exposed to the wind for a fire.
Petrifica ele, então.
Can't you petrify some more of him?
No. It was pure luck that I was able to transform his hands. I am not as strong as I used to be when I was able to petrify whole people.
Enviar uma visão pro Rahwan. Resplendor gelado, têmpano, zarza, neve, dracônia, brecha, cara da rocha, flor. E por que eu escolheria alguma dessas coisas para ele? Neve, flor e Dracônia.
It's not that cold.
Eu tenho que fazer ele sentir frio. Neve. Neve de novo. Têmpano. E resplendor gelado.
Make a fire. I'm cold.
I need some warmth. I'm about to freeze to death.
E quem que pôs fogo ali no chão?
There's only one stick in the fire pit. It's too windy. I can't make a fire here. I poured some alcohol over it. It's too windy. I can't make a fire here.
Petrificou isso aqui, fez um muro agora. Agora petrifica a erva embaixo dele.
Zul, Asasha.
I've got you now.
Zua já acha pra você também. Agora eu ponho a máscara.
Repeat after me. Fadan fasgadan esplastaquatan.
Fadam, fasgadam, esplas de quantam.
Fadan fascadan esplas de quatan.
Humirilor gras ferel goran.
O relor gras ferrel goran.
Comorilor gras ferel goran.
Hul bemutir kerul felan.
Hul bemotir gerul felan.
You've almost got it. One more verse. Juntir quatan felontir stodan.
Juntia quatan felontir sodan.
Remove the mask from him.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Can you hear me?
Who are you? Who am I?
What's wrong with him?
He has lost his memory.
Forever?
Yes, but is that not what you wanted? He no longer hates you. He will help you now.
There's nothing left of him. Without memories, he's just an empty husk. Not even he deserves such a fate.
But Princess,
Shut up. You've helped me, but this goes too far. As soon as I'm in Draconia, I'll throw you away.
How ungrateful you are, Princess. It'll be a pleasure to finally be rid of you.
Did I fall asleep again?
Thank you for the ruby, Garon.
Who said that? By the 12.
Calm yourself, Garon. I'm not here to hurt you.
Who are you?
The mask. made the Fakina dull and empty. The princess loosened his bond and let him lift her over the last hurdle, and finally stood before the gates of Draconia.
What's going on here?
Do you want to solve the riddle, Garon? Do you want to help Nuri?
Yes, but...
Then prove to me that you aren't stupid.
Hail, traveler.
Prios, save me.
Draconia's gate is guarded by 6 elemental beings. 6 beings with 6 riddles, which Sadia had to solve.
Brothers and sisters are we, to each his element. Tell us who we are, and you too shall be known to us.
You heard them. Tell the grotesque faces which element belongs to each of them, just as Sadia once did. And the path to Draconia will also be open to you.
Todos são cabeça de pedra.
Keep me far from my sister in the middle. First she steals my form, and then my substance. Who am I?
É o gelo.
You are ice.
Like my sister, I am sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and always in motion. But unlike her, I am always the same. Who am I?
Quente ou frio, estou sempre em movimento e sou sempre eu. O ar?
You are air.
Keep me fed, or I will vanish away. Keep me in check, or I will harm you. Who am I?
Me mantenha alimentado ou me perderá, fique atento ou se arrependerá da face da terra. É o fogo.
You are fire.
I am the sister with the greatest patience. I shape my treasures for eons and bear the face of the world. Who am I?
É a terra? Mais paciente dos elementos, que forja pela eternidade.
You are earth.
I know the world like no other. One can reach through me, and yet I hide the greatest secrets. Who am I?
Podem viajar através de mim e mesmo assim ocultos tesouros. É a água.
You are water.
Of all my siblings, I was the last to come into being. I give life to all. Yet, as I give, I also take back. Who am I?
O último elemento, dou a vida e também tiro. O que resta é mineral, mas não vai ser mineral isso aí. Permanecer em silêncio. Trocar terra com mineral.
You are ore.
I am the sister with the greatest patience. Who?
Esse é mineral.
You are ore.
E esse
Of
outro,
all my
a terra.
siblings, I was the last to come into being. I give life. Who am I?
You are earth.
It is done. gate to Draconia is now open to you.
I don't see anything.
Step closer.
Huh? Is he also petrified? He's holding something in his hand. A book.
Garon, are you here?
Brider.
Ah, you're still here. Is Ulrich upstairs?
No, he's lying back there on the floor. The heap of dust.
You can't be serious.
Maybe you should sit down. I have to show you something.
Oh, interesting. It's a diary, written by an air elementalist who lived in Draconia during Sadya's times. Here, the upcoming battle in the Gorian Desert, the Holy Army outside our gates. We were also called upon to play a part in this unparalleled bloodbath.
Do you think the book will give us a clue how to find the way to Draconia?
Oh, Garon, the book is the way to Draconia, just as any book could be a gate. Oh, this looks like a good passage. Boron 19th, 590 after Bosporan's fall.
Capítulo 5.
I was on my way to the laboratories of the Auradepts when Admiral Wahim caught me by surprise in the main corridor.
Your attitude is unacceptable, Xerxes. In 3 days, the demon hordes will fall upon Aventuria. If my army is destroyed, then it'll be your ignorance which brought us down.
Oh, Admiral, I know, but you exaggerate. We're simple elementalists. We've withdrawn to these halls because the concerns of the world weary us. We're not warriors.
You command the elements. You could set whirlwinds upon the enemy hordes with your spirits, or an infernal firestorm. Keshalri itself attests to your power.
Floating stones are one thing. War is another. You'll have to fight your little skirmish alone.
I repeated my words of the day before, emphasized that we didn't see a threat to the balance of the spheres, and even permitted myself a small, sophisticated pun on the military zeal of our times, which, to my disappointment, went over his head. And then the spirits at the gates suddenly opened the portal.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Welcome to the Council of the Elements. How, can I help you?
Capítulo 4 completo. Vou fazer a minha apresentação.
My name is Sadya. I come from Fazar.
Fazar?
A long way. Did you come the whole way on foot?
Yes.
Sobre Draconia.
Is this Draconia?
Yes, the Council of the Elements in Draconia. You require the services of an elementalist?
Entrar na batalha.
I'm here to join the Holy Army. I want to fight in the Gore.
I'm afraid I have nothing to do with that.
Let me know if you learn any more about him.
What can you do? Can you fight? Use magic?
Entregar a máscara.
I'm looking for a prince. I'm supposed to give him this mask.
Xerxes, take her to the prince.
But I'd rather...
At once.
If you'd follow me... I must admit we are a bit, how shall I put it, surprised by your arrival. Not many people stray here. To be honest, it's also a blessing for me. The Admiral is beginning to get on my nerves. Did you know that Draconia was built by dragons? All the wonders of this world in one place. And behind every passageway lies a new surprise. And that man wants us to drop everything and fight in his ridiculous little war. Can you imagine it? May I ask what's so special about this mask?
Ela rouba as recordações das pessoas. Pertenceu a um mago Mughal. Ou não sei. As duas primeiras estão corretas.
It takes away people's memories and turns them into slaves.
That doesn't sound very pleasant.
I was told to bring it here. That's all I know.
It looks very old, as though from a very long forgotten time. Ah, time. Isn't time an astonishing thing? At first glance, everything in Draconia seems so gigantic, and we seem so small. But that is nothing in comparison to the monumental size of the time which slumbers in these halls. According to our understanding, this is the oldest structure in Aventuria, almost as old as time itself. I hope you have healthy lungs. This stairway is horrible. And here's another ancient wonder that leaves us absolutely awestruck. A star system, but fascinatingly not our own. Who built it? And why? Does it show the past? Or a distant future? I propose that it shows both. And another staircase. Ah, the zucchini. I love zucchini.
Why is Draconia so empty? I thought you were about to go to war. Where's the army?
Wrong. We, that is the Council, have decided to stay out of this war. We're being pressured to change our minds, but as long as the balance of the spheres isn't disturbed, we see no reason to do so.
Blast it. Does that mean there's no army here?
Yes, there is. Over there. The Flying Fortress Keshalri. A masterpiece of elemental air magic. Do you have any more questions before I take you to the prince?
Sobre o príncipe.
Who is the prince?
The fortress is carried by hundreds upon hundreds of air spirits, bound in special crystals, so-called floating stones. The prince is a master of domination magic. He ensures that the spirits remain in the stones and do what is asked of them.
But why a prince?
As Admiral Vahim always puts it so nicely, in times like these, one takes what one can get.
Fortaleza flutuante.
The Holy Army is in the fortress?
Yes, an entire army of clerics. A second army is currently marching from Zorgan to Gore. In 3 days, the two forces will meet right before the plateau and enter the battle together. All that effort just to die. Tragic.
Por que você não tem pernas? Se não é uma pergunta discriminatória.
What's wrong with your legs?
I was born with very weak legs. So weak that they didn't grow with the rest of my body. Since then, an air spirit has carried me through life.
Sim.
Take me to the fortress. I must see this prince.
And once again, you draw hasty, false conclusions. The prince is no longer in the fortress, but rather here, in this hole. Take my hand. Right, there we are. I lured you into a pretty trap, eh? Yes, the prince is a prisoner, and yes, you played into his hands. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
Príncipe encarcerado.
What did he do?
He tampered with the floating stones of the Flying Fortress. He is evil, and thus we've taken him prisoner. You don't know anything about this?
Claro que não. E a prisão?
This room is a prison?
Draconia has no dungeon, so we had to do a bit of thinking. We're directly above the sphere's observatory here. The magic of the observatory keeps the matrix of this room stable, which makes it impossible to do magic here. You understand the principle?
No.
Well, it's really quite simple.
E a máscara? Devolva minha máscara.
What does the prince want with the mask?
Who knows? I didn't even know until now that such an artifact existed.
Inocência.
Let me go. I brought the mask here under a misunderstanding. I'm innocent.
I know. On the way up here, I cast a few spells on you. I know that you mean no evil.
Well, then.
Before I let you go, give me the mask, your staff, and the dagger. It can be no other way.
Máscara no abismo.
Is this what you wanted?
Why are you doing this? Now all that's missing is the dagger and the staff.
Agora eu uso a adaga no príncipe.
Please stay away from him.
If you want something from me, you'll have to come and get it.
You can't be serious. And now the staff. I'll be right back.
Whoever you are, thank you for bringing it here.
Had I known you were behind this, I would have thought twice about it. Hello, Kasim. It's me, Sadia.
Sadia? Sadia! How long has it been?
Since you had me thrown out of the palace. Long enough to leave those times behind me.
As if anything has changed since then. I'm still the sole heir of the Mughal dynasty. And you're nothing.
That's where you're mistaken. I'll go into battle against the demon hordes, and I will triumph. All of Avestan will know my name, and everyone will fall to their knees before me in awe.
You really believe that? You can't change who you are, Sadia. You'll always be the same person you always were. Second class. Insignificant. My name, on the other hand, my name will be immortal.
Take my hand. I'll take you to a more comfortable place.
How do you think they knew each other?
He is a prince, she's a princess. Maybe they're siblings. What I find much more puzzling is how the maid knew about their conversation. He wasn't there, and yet it's written in his journal.
Keep reading.
I took the woman to her chambers. It was obvious that she knew the prince, yet I still couldn't find any malevolence in her. In order to keep an eye on her, I commanded one of my invisible air spirits to continue watching her. Aha!
I'll leave you alone now. Get some rest. You'll need your strength tomorrow when we send you home.
I didn't come here only to be sent back.
You wear the instrument of a traitor. I doubt Admiral Vahim's going to welcome such a person to his fortress.
Let me talk to him.
There's water on the table. I'll have fresh vegetables brought to you soon. We'll meet again at dawn. Good night.
If you won't talk to the Admiral, then I'll do it myself.
And please stay in your room.
No.
Renegado. Viu como valeu a pena jogar tudo no abismo? Ganhou o troféu. Renegada. Revoltada. Birrenta. Na linguagem de hoje em dia. E ela é zique do príncipe. E o príncipe se acha tão vencedor, tá lá aprisionado no esgoto. Então é isso. Hoje vamos parando por aqui. O Exou Biribó agradecendo a presença, o apoio, as dicas, a torcida, desejando boa noite e até amanhã. Por enquanto eu fui.